Water quality assessment of the Godavari River. Introduction. Significance of the Godavari River in the Indian subcontinent. The Godavari River is one of the most significant river systems in the Indian subcontinent, both geographically and culturally. Often referred to as the Dakshin Ganga or the Ganges of the South, it is the second longest river in India and plays a critical role in sustaining millions of people across several states. Originating in the Western Ghats at Trimbakeshwar, near Nasik in the state of Maharashtra, the river flows eastward across the Deccan Plateau. Before emptying into Bay of Bengal, along its long course, the river passes through dense ecological zones, agricultural regions, urban settlements, and industrial corridors. These interactions create complex environmental pressure that influence the river's water quality. Water quality assessment of the Godavari River is therefore an important scientific and policy concern. Rivers serve as vital sources of drinking water, irrigation, fisheries, transportation, and cultural practices. When pollution levels rise, these functions are compromised, leading to ecological degradation and public health risks. Evaluating the chemical, biological, and physical characteristics of the river water helps identify contamination sources, measure environmental stress, and design effective conservative strategies. In the case of Godavari River, rapid urbanization, population growth, industrialization, and agricultural expansion have introduced numerous pollutants into the river system, making systematic water quality monitoring essential. Geography and hydrological characteristics in the Godavari Basin. The Godavari River Basin covers a vast geographical area of approximately 312,000 square kilometers, making it the largest river basin in the Indian peninsula. The river originates at an elevation of roughly 1,067 meters in the Western Ghats and flows for more than 1,465 kilometers before reaching the Bay of Bengal. Along its course, the river passes through several Indian states including Maharashtra, Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, and Odisha. Numerous tributaries such as Pravara, Indravati, Manjira, Sabari, Wardha contribute to the river's hydrological complexity. The basin is characterized by a variety of climatic conditions ranging from semi-arid regions in the western plateau to humid coastal areas in the east. Monsoon rainfall plays a decisive role in determining the river's flow patterns. During the monsoon season, water levels rise dramatically due to intense precipitation and runoff from surrounding catchment areas. In contrast, the dry season often witnesses reduced flow, which amplifies the concentration of pollutants in the river water. Hydrologically, the Godavari River functions as a lifeline for agricultural irrigation across vast stretches of farmland. Numerous dams and reservoirs, including the Jayakwadi Dam and the Shriram Sagar project, regulate the river flow for irrigation, hydroelectric power generation, and urban water supply. While these infrastructure provides significant economic benefits, they also alter natural river flow patterns and influence sediment transport and water quality. Historical and cultural importance of the river. Beyond its physical geography, the Godavari River holds immense historical and cultural significance. The river has been revered in Hindu tradition for centuries as it is associated with numerous rituals, which are religious and pilgrimage sites. Sites such as Nashik, Rajmundry are important spiritual centers where devotees gather for ritual bathing, particularly during events like the Kumbh Mela. Historically, riverbanks have been centers of settlement and trade. Ancient civilizations in the Deccan region relied on the river for transportation and agriculture. Over time, these settlements expanded into modern urban centers, increasing the demand for water resources, contributing to pollution loads creating the river system. Cultural activities along the river, including during mass bathing, religious offerings, cremation rituals, also contribute to organic and inorganic river waste. While these practices are deeply rooted in tradition, they present additional challenges for maintaining water quality. Sources of pollution in the Godavari River. The degradation of water quality in the Godavari River is largely driven by a combination of anthropogenic activities. One of the primary sources of pollution is untreated domestic sewage discharged from urban centers along The river. Rapid urban growth in cities such as Nashik and Nanded has significantly increased wastewater generation. In many cases, sewage treatment infrastructure is insufficient, resulting in large volumes of untreated or partially treated wastewater entering the river. Industrial effluents represent another major pollution source. Industrial clusters located near the river discharge chemical waste containing heavy metals, organic compounds, and other toxic substances. Industries such as textile manufacturing, food processing, pharmaceuticals, and chemical production contribute to the contamination of river water. Agricultural runoff further complicates the pollution scenario. Intensive farming practices in the Godavari basin involve the extensive use of fertilizers and pesticides. During rainfall events, these chemicals are washed into nearby streams and eventually enter the river. Nutrient enrichment from agricultural runoff often leads to eutrophication, a process that stimulates excessive growth of algae and aquatic plants, reducing oxygen levels in the water. Solid waste disposal also contributes to pollution. Plastic waste, organic garbage, and other materials dumped along the riverbanks often find their ways into the water. These materials degrade slowly and can release harmful substances that affect aquatic ecosystems. Water quality parameters and assessment methods. Assessing the water quality of a river involves measuring a variety of physical, chemical, and biological parameters. These parameters involve insights into the level of pollution and the overall ecological health of the river system. Key physical parameters include temperature, turbidity, and suspended solids, which influence the clarity and thermal conditions of the water. Chemical parameters are critical indicators of contamination. Dissolved oxygen is one of the most important measures, as it determines the capacity of water to support aquatic life. Low dissolved oxygen levels often indicate high organic pollution, microbial activity. Biological oxygen demand measures the amount of oxygen required by microorganisms to decompose organic matter in water. Higher BOD values typically signi- signify greater levels of organic pollution. Chemical oxygen demand provides a broader measure of the total quantity of oxidizable substances present in water, including both biodegradable and non-biodegradable materials. Nutrients such as nitrates and phosphates are also monitored because of excessive concentration can trigger eutrophication. Microbiological indicators, particularly coliform bacteria, are used to evaluate the presence of pathogenic organisms. High coliform counts suggest contamination from human to animal waste, posing significant risks to public health. One widely used tool for summarizing these parameters is the National Sanitation Foundation Water Quality Index, the NSFWQI. This index integrates multiple water quality parameters into a single numeric value that categorizes water quality as excellent, good, medium, bad, or very bad. Observed water quality conditions in the Godavari River. Studies examining the water quality of the Godavari River have revealed concerning trends, particularly in urban stretches. Research conducted along the Nasik region indicates that the river receives substantial pollution loads from domestic sewage. In some studies, domestic waste accounts of over 80% of the total pollution entering the river. Water quality assessment based on the NSFWQI have shown that the river's water quality often falls within the medium to bad categories. These findings suggest significant contamination levels that can affect both human health and aquatic ecosystem. Seasonal variations also influence water quality conditions. During monsoon season, increased river flow dilutes pollutants and temporarily improves water quality. However, during dry seasons, reduced flow leads to higher concentration of pollutants. Biological oxygen demand levels in many sections of the river exceed recommended levels for safe water use. Similarly, high concentration of nitrates and phosphates indicate nutrient pollution resulting from agricultural runoff and sewage discharge. Elevating coliform counts further highlight the presence of microbial contamination. Ecological consequences of the river pollution. The degradation of water quality has profound ecological consequences for the Godavari River ecosystem. Aquatic organisms are highly sensitive to changes in water chemistry and oxygen availability. Declining dissolved oxygen levels can lead to fish mortality and the disappearance of sensitive aquatic species. Eutrophication caused by nutrient pollution disrupts the natural balance of aquatic ecosystems. Excessive algal growth reduces light penetration in water, affecting submerged vegetation and altering food chains. When algal blooms die and decompose, they consume large amounts of dissolved oxygen, further exaggerating oxygen depletion. Pollution also affects the biodiversity of the river basin. Native fish species may decline due to habitat degradation and contamination, while invasive species may contain a competitive advantage in polluted environments. These ecological shifts can disrupt traditional fishing communities that depend on river sources for their livelihood. Human health and socio-economic impacts. The consequences of declining water quality extend beyond ecological concerns to human health and socio-economic stability. Many communities in the Godavari basin rely on the river for drinking water, bathing, and agricultural irrigation. When polluted water is consumed for or used for domestic purposes, it can lead to a range of waterborne diseases including cholera, dysentery, and gastrointestinal infections. Contaminated irrigation water can also affect agricultural productivity and food safety. Crops irrigated with polluted water may accumulate harmful substances, posing risks to consumers. Furthermore, declining fish populations can undermine local fisheries and reduce economic opportunities for communities dependent on aquatic resources. The financial burden of treating polluted water also places pressure on municipal authorities. Advanced water treatment systems are required to remove contaminants before water can be safely distributed to urban populations. These systems are costly to bind and maintain, highlighting the importance of pollution preventing at the source. Government initiatives and conservation measures. Recognizing the importance of river conservation, various government initiatives have been implemented to improve water quality in the Godavari basin. Programs aimed at expanding sewage treatment infrastructure are being developed in urban centers along the river. These projects focus on construction as well as especially construction of new treatment plants and upgrading existing facilities to reduce the discharge of untreated wastewater. Regulatory frameworks have also been established to control industrial pollution. Environmental agencies monitor industrial effluent discharge and enforce compliance with pollution control standards. Industries are required to install effluent treatment plants to ensure that wastewater is treated before being released into the river. Public awareness campaigns and community participation programs play a crucial role in conservation efforts. Educating local communities about the environmental consequences of pollution encourages responsible waste disposal and sustainable water use practices. Future challenges and sustainable management. Despite ongoing conservative efforts, the Godavari River continues to face significant environmental challenges. Rapid population growth and economic development in the basin are likely to increase pressure on water resource in the coming decades. Climate change may further complicate water management by altering rainfall patterns and river flow regimes. Sustainable management of the Godavari River requires an integrated approach that addresses pollution source, water allocation, ecosystem protection, and community involvement. Strengthening monitoring systems, enforcing environmental regulations, and investing in modern wastewater treatment technologies are essential components of this strategy. Equally important is the restoration of natural river ecosystems, protecting wastelands, maintaining environmental flow regimes, and promoting sustainable agricultural practices can help reduce pollution and enhance the resilience of the river system. Conclusion. Protecting a vital river system. The Godavari River is far more than a geographic feature. It is a lifeline for millions of people and a critical component of India's ecological and cultural heritage. However, increasing pollution from domestic industries and agricultural sources threatens the health of this vital river system. Scientific assessments of water quality reveal that many sections of the river suffer from significant contamination, particularly in urban areas. Addressing these challenges require coordinated efforts from governments, industries, communities, and environmental organizations. Effective pollution control measures, improved waste water treatment infrastructure, and greater public awareness are essential for restoring and protecting the river's ecological balance. By adopting sustainable water management practices, prioritizing conservation, it is possible to safeguard the Godavari River for future generations while maintaining its vital role in supporting human societies and natural ecosystems.